Hey guys, so today I have kind of a different video for you. Today we're going to be doing a TTC update. I've never done one of these before. I've usually just posted videos as soon as I was pregnant and did like a pregnancy announcement kind of video, but this time around I've gotten a couple requests for like TTC update kind of things, so I thought we would at least film this video here, which is going to be kind of talking about like why we're deciding to start trying to have baby number 3. I do have 2 sons already. I have Calvin, who's 4, and Eren, who's 2, and yeah, so me and my husband just decided that we're going to start trying for number 3, and it's earlier than we were thinking we were going to do. So let's talk a little bit about that. So let's talk about 2020 in general. We all know that this year is not what we were expecting. I had very high hopes for this year. I felt like it was going to be a really awesome year where we were like in between babies. You know, Eren's big enough to be doing stuff on his own. I'm going to try and wean him. We're not going to start trying until later in the fall. So like summer 2020 was going to be like best summer ever, like bonfires and concerts and like fun stuff, being like not tied down to a tiny newborn and not being pregnant, and we all know that that is not how this year has turned out. So that's part of the reason why we decided to start trying earlier than we were anticipating trying, because we had all these high hopes for 2020 and it's just not going to happen. We're hunkering down at home. We're not doing anything fun. So 2020 is a big old disappointment. And so part of us, we were kind of like, okay, since we're not going to get to do the fun things we wanted to do this summer, why don't we just make a baby? I know that sounds like such a stupid reason, but that's honestly exactly where our train of thought was going. Like, we wanted to take a 5-year anniversary vacation, just me and my husband this summer. Our anniversary was back in June. That's what we had planned over the winter. We were like, oh yeah, we're gonna take a vacation and leave the boys with grandma for a few days and just me and my husband be able to go and do stuff, and before we have number 3, get some us time alone before number 3. And that didn't happen because we're not traveling, we're not going out and doing anything fun. So our fun anniversary vacation was out the window. That was one thing we were super looking forward to this year. Not gonna happen. So we originally wanted to start trying in November-ish to have a baby for the following fall, but so many different things have I've made myself a little pros and cons list, and we've kind of chit-chatted about it a little bit between me and my husband, and we've just decided, let's just go for it. Let's just see what happens. What if it takes a couple months and we end up getting pregnant in November anyway? So let's just see what happens. So I did wean Eren about a month ago, so I feel like my body should be back into, regular hormone mode, fingers crossed. I feel like maybe it'll be a little bit easier to get pregnant this time. I'm probably jinxing myself just by saying that. With Calvin, we got pregnant our first month trying. With Eren, it took us 3 months, and I was still nursing Calvin when I was pregnant with Eren, so I felt like that kind of had something to do with it. And this time around, I'm not nursing anybody, and I've had my period back for a long time, so hopefully we can get our baby number 3 in a relatively short amount of time, hopefully. So my little Eren really does not want a new baby. Eren is my baby. He's a mama's boy, and like I said, I just weaned him, so he loved his booby. He's a very clingy little boy, and anytime you ask him hey, you want to be a big brother, or what do you think about getting a new baby brother or sister, and he's like, no, me baby, and he gets super offended because he's the only baby in this house. He doesn't like talking about other babies, and so Eren is just not on board with it, but Cal's totally cool with it. Cal thinks it's a fun idea. He doesn't care. He recently has been saying a lot that he's going to get 2 more baby sisters, or 2 baby sisters. There's only 2 boys right now. Calvin has mentioned many times lately that there will be 2 sisters in our future, so that's just something weird that he's mentioned. So one reason that we decided to start trying a little bit earlier than we had originally thought is because we are not sure if this is going to be our last baby. Calvin and Eren, I had high-risk pregnancies and some complications and stuff. With Calvin, like real complications. I started having water leakage, like my water partially broke at 32 weeks with Cal, and then I was in the hospital for 5 weeks until I was induced at 37 weeks and ended up having a C-section anyway. With Calvin, it was just super stressful. If I had to go through that same situation now, this time around, you know, with our next baby, we would not have any more babies. So Eren also, I had lots and lots of contractions with Eren. I was borderline high, what do they call it? Polyhydramnios, which means like high fluid levels, high amniotic fluid. I had that with both of the boys. And if we happen to have that again with our next pregnancy, and if things just seem stressful, we're probably only going to have number 3 and leave it at that. Me and my husband have always wanted 4 kiddos, but it really all depends on how this next pregnancy goes. If it's stupid like my first 2, we're probably just gonna cut it off and just have the 3 kiddos and leave it at that. So if we were going to only have a number 3, I wanted number 3 to be a little closer to Eren, our number 2, and not put so much space in between them. You know, I know it's just a few months, but that's just kind of what my thinking was. Those few months cover an entire school year, you know? So if we have number 3 soon-ish, they will only be, like, when they're in high school, number 3 will be a freshman and Eren will be a senior. So at least they'll have like 1 year of high school together. Whereas if we waited to have number 3 in a few more months, they would be still in middle school when Eren is a senior in high school. So I feel like that's a really big gap, and I just kind of think that maybe they should be a little bit closer. And I have a whole list of pros and cons and reasons why we decided we were just going to start trying. So I don't want to go into all of them here, but it was a big list, and the pros definitely won out on, you know, in favor of trying sooner rather than later. So like I said, I have been getting a lot of like requests for TTC updates, but I'm just not so sure how many of these I'm going to do with you guys. I don't want to get like super personal with them. You know, like there's a lot of stuff that, you know, you can talk about in a TTC update that I just don't want to get into. Like, I just don't want to get like super duper detailed and personal and all that kind of stuff. But I think that like these broader, like generally like what I'm thinking about kind of things are probably a little more my style. So I hope that this video was at least a little bit entertaining or fun for you in some way. I know it's not nitty-gritty TTC like most of these kind of updates are, but I thought I would just put something out there for you guys, for everybody who's been asking for them. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did like it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye! Are you gonna say bye, Cal?